It works for me too because I gotta work early in the morning anyway. So, right. I love last night's review.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Now this album though, I don't know.
Oh Lord.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. There's just certain albums I just don't understand the love for. That's all I gotta say.
Uh, like Red Man Dares the Dark Side. I don't understand that. The love for that.
So I do want to talk about one thing though that caught my
Mhm.
attention. This
Yeah.
whole Ja Morant issue.
Oh God, what an idiot!
Lord have
What he
mercy.
he might be the dumbest dude on the planet right now.
So he got suspended just for
You know
posting a
what I'm
gun
saying?
on social media.
But he got this is the second time he got suspended a couple of weeks ago, and did this whole apology to the NBA, and that's not him. The interviews and all that. They let it. That was he got like 8 game suspension, which was really 2. He came back, played. Grizzlies talked all this shit, and they got their ass beat by the Lakers, right? And they were talking shit from last summer when Golden State won, that they could how they talking about how they were a better team than Golden State. They wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get bounced out. It's not even like a full week. You get bounced out of the playoffs by the Lakers, who a lot of people didn't even think would get this far. Then you're on social media again, doing the very same thing again. So now this time, NBA going to come down hard on him, and he deserves it. To me, he should get suspended for the whole season to really put to really set a tone. And this is not a racist thing. To really set a tone we have look, bro, we having fucking cops continue to kill our people with a right. Mind you,
Yeah.
remember the Tariq Nico you know what I'm saying? Yo, he
Yeah.
is the face of the Memphis Grizzlies. Yo, you know what I'm saying? He's a huge superstar, and this is the bullshit that he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
See, I didn't.
So to
I
me, they
didn't
need to
know.
suspend him for the whole season. Uh,
See, I didn't know he did this. He continuously did this shit. That's wow. What the
yeah,
fuck?
he has a history of doing this. So apparently, and I'm like, where's his parents? His dad is always at the games with him. His dad rather be sitting in the front row and be a celebrity parent to actually telling his son right from wrong. Where's his mother at? Where are the people his entourage that's hanging out with him? He's gonna lose $200 million. He just came out with new Nike sneakers. They're gonna end up canceling that. You think they won't pull that contract? They pulled Kyrie Irving's contract, and all he did was talk. You know what I'm saying? They need to suspend him for
Yeah.
the whole season and really set a precedence and get him some help. Then today this morning they had Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson, a former NFL player. Keyshawn Johnson was on ESPN this morning. They have a LA gang that he's not mentioning that made a Instagram video threatening to kill this dude
Oh my goodness.
because they don't like they feel like he's a fake thug, and they don't like the fact that he's making a mockery out of what they're really doing. You have dudes in these streets that really do that shit, and that's how they were brought up. You have a LA gang that's threatening to kill this dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, like you are multi-millionaire. You are the face of the Memphis Grizzlies. This is the bullshit he's doing. Like I said, when we said last week, so I forgot what review we were doing. Parents, they don't parent their kids anymore. They're not doing it. They're listening to the same fucking music that their kids are listening to, and on social media with their kids and shit. Where's his parents in all this? Your dad shouldn't be a
spending
celebrity parent.
spending his money.
Exactly. His dad got the same amount of chains as a lot of these NBA stars. He got like 3, 4 chains on.
Wow.
It have he got front court seats for every game. You see his dad everywhere. His dad had a some public dispute with Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp used to be a former NBA player for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah,
Shannon
I
Sharp
know.
was he was at some game in LA that when the Grizzlies was playing the Lakers, and Shannon Sharp and his dad is talking shit to each other. Why is your dad a part of you? Like, why is your dad being seen on ESPN? For what purpose? He can't shoot a basketball. You know what I'm saying? This
Yeah,
dude he's going to get killed by real thugs out here because they feel like he's making a mockery out of their lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And when it happens, don't nobody should be up there talking about, oh, rest in peace, John Morant, because y'all had an opportunity to save this dude's life, and they didn't do shit about it. All his entourage and his so-called friends and family, where the fuck they at? And you black with money, so you're already gonna be targeted. So like I said, they need to suspend him for the whole season. Suspend him for the whole season. Get him some counseling, whatever he need. His family should be there, and really like talk to this dude like, yo, like you're not a thug. You're not Tupac. You know what I'm saying? That lifestyle is not you. You are a black multimillionaire in the NBA. You already got a target on your back, and you he's giving the cops ammo to go after him.
he is.
You're riding around with a firearm and you're rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is one time that black people can't say this is a race thing. It's not a race thing. Like, he fucked up.
But you know they're gonna find some way to say it's a race thing.
So if Adam Silver bring the hammer down, suspend him yeah. But black people got to get that mentality ahead. Everything is not about race. Yes, there is shit about race, but when you fuck up, it's not about race. That's just you fucking up. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
just he fucked up more than once. This is not about race. This ain't got nothing to do with no trigger happy racist ass cops. This is about him. That's just what it is. If this was the NFL right now, he would have been suspended for the whole season. Roger Goodell don't play that shit. You know what I'm
shit.
saying? Like Roger Goodell. Remember, Roger Goodell suspended Plaxico Burress, and Plaxico Burress was in the club with a gun that went off on him. He shot himself in the club, and he was suspended.
How,
Michael Vick,
how the fuck you shoot
suspended.
yourself in the club?
But bro, he probably didn't have the safety on the gun. The gun was on him, and he shot himself in the club, and he got suspended and went to jail for that. Michael Vick went to jail for the dogfighting incident. So if this was the
Well,
NFL, he would already be suspended for the season.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? NBA was real lenient on him with the 8 game suspension, but this time they're gonna come that hard on him. I guarantee you they come that hard on him.
This is just wild as fuck.
He has to get this is what I'm talking. It's a different generation out here. Back in the day, Michael Jordan was there was no social media for Michael Jordan to be on. Michael Jordan wasn't walking around with handguns on him and shit. If anything, he had security that had that. You're making $200 million in the NBA alone, and you got endorsement deals. There's no reason why he can't have his own security around him. Why are you walking around with a gun on you? Who is trying to kill him? Obviously, if he have a gun on him, he must feel like somebody's after him. And if he had nobody after him before, he definitely got people after him now. Because of the fact that you got gangs going on social media and they making videos about what he did and saying like, yo, like we don't like the shit that he's doing. He's a fake thug, and they after him. That's bad.
That's his ops.
You know what I'm saying? And he's a great player, but they gotta really, set the tone with like yo, so it don't get out of control and everybody else start doing it. They gotta make an example out of it.
Because all damn day today, I've been seeing memes of like hood
Yeah,
movies and shit like that.
yeah,
I'm looking at
because
myself.
he not about that street life. He ain't about that life. And the fact that you got people that's really about that street life, that's they're making videos about they threatening you and shit. That's a big deal. Yo, and no, it can't happen. He could definitely get hit, but with a drive by. It's happened to Young Dolph was a drive by in that same city.
Oh, he,
You know
oh,
what I'm
he
saying?
he in Memphis and shit.
Yeah, that same city with those same crooked ass cops that killed Tyree Nichols. You don't think it can happen?
Fuck. Where the fuck my charger at? First of all, see, that's just wild as fuck. That's just pure
Yeah,
stupidity.
like what was the point of giving him an 8 game suspension and he's like doing interviews about it and oh I'm gonna do better, but you did the same fucking thing.
Shawty want to be
It,
a
it
thug.
ain't gonna be no it ain't gonna be no 3 strikes. It's gonna be two. It's gonna be this and that's it. Because if he ever do that shit again, he out of the league and he's not coming back. They won't care how nice he is. He gonna end up going over to China.
Jesus. And
You know what I'm saying?
how old is he?
How old is my man? Like I think 23. He's
Oh my
young. He young. He just came in the league like a couple years ago. He's young.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, but like I said, I love our culture so much, but we pick and choose who we want to save and not. You know what I'm saying? That's the bullshit of it all.
It's the money and the fame that got a lot of these niggas thinking they larger than life.
Exactly. Lord have mercy. This generation is just lost as fuck.
They don't get it. That's what I tell people. I'm like, all this internet shit, that shit don't phase me, bro. I lived in a world when there was no fucking internet. There was no social media. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna find me on TikTok and all these other platforms. I don't do all that.
Yeah. I'm
Life is
making
good.
I'm making $23 million a day, but I still want to shoot up motherfuckers.
Right,
That's
exactly. Like he can afford security, Secret Service. Like I don't understand why he feel like he needs to roll around with a gun. I'm like, bro, they're gonna kick him out of the league just to make an example out of him, just to make
saying.
sure that nobody else have any thoughts about doing it too. And that'll be a shame. It'd be wasted talent.
8 weeks. Wow.
Yeah, suspend him for the whole season because if you can't if he has a real issue, you can't sugarcoat it and try to cover it up with like a couple months. It's not gonna. That's not when people go to AA and you have like people that's dealing with alcoholism. That's years. That's not just over in a couple of weeks or days or months. Sometimes they never get over that shit. That take years. And if we have an issue like that, it's gonna take a long time to get over. It ain't gonna be like a couple months. Oh, let's put them in rehab for the summer and then that's it. Nah, it's gonna have to be longer than that.
You know what I say? I say take him to the hood and see what it's like and shit like that. That's what I say.
Exactly. Take them to the hood. Nah, they might kill him.
That's my
They might
point.
kill him in there.
That's my fucking point. I'm not trying to wish death on the motherfucker, but let's put him in some hood situations and shit like that. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
He gotta be out for the season. You know what I'm saying? They gotta really hit it to the organization for not doing enough for him, and to set a precedence for that so that the rest of the league don't start thinking that they could get away with it too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Curvace, what's good, bro?
Yo, Cavase, I was just about to text you. Tomorrow's topic is who has the worst albums, Madonna or Janet Jackson and shit.
It's gonna, you know what I'm saying? It gotta really hit them hard so they know, like, yo, like, this is the face of your franchise, and if y'all really care about this dude, you'll make sure that he's right. Because if y'all don't, then he's gonna be gone, and then y'all really gonna be set back.
Right.
That's
Cause
how I got
all
look at
damn all damn day I've been hearing seeing memes about this nigga. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Because you
it.
know
Once
me.
once is an accident, but when it happens another again, and not that long off from the last incident, then you got to take action.
Exactly. I dedicate the song "Shorty Wanna Be a Thug" to this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Oh, of course you got the album. Of course, never mind.
Of course, I
Why,
got it.
why, am, I,
I've got the album last summer.
why am I not surprised? Okay, why am I not surprised?
Yo, you funny,
All right. Well, I'm ready to start whenever you are. 'Cause I don't want you passing out and sleeping on a video and shit.
you funny.
Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. I'm joking. All right. What's up, you two? Back at your ass again. This your boy Reg Thompson, former YouTube criminal, soap opera fanatic, hip hop head, whatever you want to call me and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I got my homeboy Try with me. You know, lately he's been on time for these reviews lately because it's like whenever there's an album that when there's an album that he loves and craves, he's on time.
Yeah,
But when it's an album that I love a bit more than him, he comes a little late. But you know what? I'm gonna let that
yeah,
shit slide. I'm gonna let that shit slide today and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still my bro at the end of the day.
yes.
So your eyes are not deceiving everybody. I decided I decided to talk about the police with Synchronicity, whatever that album is called. I
Synchronicity.
always Synchronicity. All right, yeah. So this album came out in 1983, June 17th to be exact, 2 days before Juneteenth and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Hell, we could have done this next month for the 40th anniversary, but fuck it. I mean, we ahead of the curve, I guess. You know, fuck it.
right.
All right. It was produced by the police and Hugh Pagram. You know what I'm saying? He was a producer. He's a producer that worked with a lot of people like the Police, Genesis, Phil Collins, a lot of motherfuckers. I don't like to be real with you. You know, they came out with a couple of singles. Every Breath You Take, Synchronicity One, Wrapped Around Your Finger, King of Pain, and Synchronicity Two. Now, I forgot to mention this is actually the last studio album that they came out with. No guest appearances. You know what I'm saying? So you already know how did you get into the police? I'm gonna start off with you.
Um, it was Every Breath You Take, actually, from this album, and that, just remember being a kid and watching that video, and they were just, I felt like they were just different though. You know what I'm saying? Hearing
I don't
like
know.
T in the Sahara, really enjoyed that song, and they had like a lot of. There wasn't like a full on rock group to me. They had like, joints that were, influenced by reggae, and just having many different sounds on the album, when Sting went solo and with his first album, that was huge. And I remember seeing that video for Set Them Free, and seeing him on different festivals, and you know his solo career was just as great. You know what I'm saying? And he collaborated with many different artists, and then it's like the hip hop community just sampled a lot of his stuff. Roxanne, Every Breath You Take. A lot of his stuff was sampled by different hip hop artists that we love, and he he's done a lot of different. I like the fact that he's still experimenting with his sound. Like he's done a lot of stuff, outside of rock. He did a whole reggae album with Shaggy. So they got like their own little like side group. Got nominated for a Grammy for that and everything. I've always liked that. I like artists that they might be one type of artist in whatever genre they're in, but they still can go outside the box and feel like they can do other things besides what they're mainly known for. And he was that, and then he was also acting, like he did, a lot of acting roles and stuff. And but yeah, a lot of the police songs, like I just grew up just knowing, just listening to, and you know I think I gravitated more to groups like that. It wasn't like they're not heavy metal, they're not death metal. You know what I'm saying? They're rock, but they have melodies within their songs. You know what I'm saying? And he was just great. I think he was a great front man for Police. So he has a great voice. And he got better over time, even after the group breaking up. And he needs to be celebrated more. You know what I'm saying? Especially for our culture, because we have artists that sample a lot of these stuff. You know what I'm saying? And even in R&B, you know what I'm saying? When you look at what's the Black album, and I forgot the song that they had took from the Police, but that sample been used for Black's album for Nas. It was written on the message, and
Oh, that din din din
yeah,
din din. That okay.
you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That's the Police.
Y'all
Lot
know
even a couple years ago, I want to say it was like maybe 2017. It was like a trap artist that had sampled that song, and I'm pretty
Juice
sure he
World.
only, huh?
Juice
Juice
World.
World, Juice
Yeah.
World. He sampled that. I'm pretty sure he don't even know it was a Police record.
He didn't.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that. That's why you got to inform the generation of, if you're gonna sample if you're an artist and you're gonna sample a song like that, at least listen to the original and know who it's coming from before you just sample it. A lot of
Exactly.
them don't know. You know what I'm saying? So he's still relevant. You know, even now, and I feel like the final album. There ain't too many final albums from an artist or like a group or artists where you could say it was a great album, because they pretty much like done checked out. So
I disagree.
you disagree?
Nirvana and Utero had a better album than
That
this.
was a great album, but I'm saying it's not like I can't think of like a handful of artists where the last album from them was like one of their best.
Rage, Battle of Los Angeles.
That was a great album. So and that's only two. Can you make like a whole, like? Do you have like a 10?
Yes, I do. I mean, I have a lot.
I don't. It's in rap. I don't think there's any. I mean, if it was, they unfortunately they not here no more. So like Biggie's Life After Death was like his last one, but he it's only because he's not here no more. It's not like he already checked out and said, "Oh, I'm retiring from rap and I'm done." You know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle, Victory Laps was his last album, but he's not here no more. But it's not like he said this is my last album. He was just starting out. But it's not too many artists that they're still here and they're like, yo, like I'm done, but this is gonna be my last album and it's a great album. So I feel like the Police is in like that privileged special group where it's their last album. Sting went solo after this, but it's like, to me, it's like one of their best albums that people remember, especially for Every Breath You Take. So
Interesting. Well, I never liked this group, just to be real with you. Like, I was never a big fan of the Police. I
there you
never
go
liked.
throwing shade at it. There you go throwing shade at the Police.
Hey, let me explain.
I
See,
can't
see,
even tag these people, because if they see it like PM Dawn, they're gonna be like, yo, what's wrong with your boy? I'm not doing
no,
no
no, no.
interview with him.
See, I'm an honest reviewer. Let me be real. Let me explain. I never like groups who name themselves after cops, law enforcement. I'll be real. But just because I'm not the biggest fan, I've still listened to a few of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
This is the only police we fuck with. I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? That's the only popo that I fuck with.
Shit, I fuck with Kojak more than this police is.
Yo, this dude.
But I've over the years I've listened to them a couple of times and shit like that. I love the first album. To my opinion, that's like the best album. I know a lot of people say this is the best album. I've heard different people say like different albums are the best, and we'll talk about that. But it was just something about that early MTV new wave kind of sound. It's hit or miss for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm more for Talking Heads. Like when Talking Heads do new wave, that's genuine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They originally started off like doing like the reggae-esque punk rock, if you want to say that. But I felt like the Clash did that whole reggae sound better. Which
Okay.
I definitely want to talk about the Clash at some point, but I need to get some albums from them before I talk about them. Because I feel like that if we talk about the Clash, a lot of rock motherfuckers gonna hate me. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I love them and I hate them at the same time. But that's another story for a different day. Also, I hate to say it, Sting's voice is hit or miss for me. It's hit or miss. There's sometimes he'll sing. I don't understand a jack shit what the motherfucker is saying. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with your boy? You try like, what the fuck wrong with your boy? But I've listened to this album. This is the first time I've heard this album in years, so we'll see where it gets us. We'll see. So, yeah. So if you guys are still watching the video, let's talk about this. For those who don't know who the Police are or were, you know what I'm saying? They are a rock group which consists of members, Sting on bass guitar, lead vocals, synthesizers. Bless you. Andy Summers on guitar, and Stuart Copeland on drums, which I definitely feel like is a dope drummer. You know what I'm saying? And they also had a guy named Henry Mantovani, but I think he left after like 1977. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the typical three members that people know them for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they got together. And shit like that. Excuse me. After touring with this British group called Curved Air. You know what I'm saying? And it was like contact was one. They kept in contact, and then Sting had moved to London. You know what I'm saying, to look for Copeland just for a jam session. You know what I'm saying? So next they were doing the London scene. They were playing yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? And so they actually had like the fucking group together. They had the group intact.
Right.
And so they performed as the Police for the first time in August 18, 1977. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of crazy too, because when you think about the punk scene in the late 70s, it was not like three members in like as a typical punk group. You know what I'm saying? Because punk groups at the time had like about a maximum of 5 members. You know what I'm saying? Like Sex Pistols. You had the Ramones, the New York Dolls, which I feel like is a very underrated rock group. No one talks about the New York Dolls like that. Shout out to Sam. He knows what I'm talking about. So, yeah, man. So, but at the same time, they didn't really have that much money. So they pretty much, was looking for a recording contract and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And they signed a deal with fucking A&M Records. You know what I'm saying? They had to borrow £1,500 from their manager, Miles Copeland, who was the brother of of Stuart Copeland and shit too. So forgive me, y'all. I'm just going by off Wikipedia and shit like that too. So just bear with me and shit too. So the first album Outlandos de Amor came out in 1978, which, like I said before, that's like my favorite album from them. You know what I'm saying? It has like some of my favorite songs, like Roxanne. I love that beat, like that. I love that beat. So lonely. You don't have to turn it right. I
Cameron,
love
Cameron took that
Cameron.
sample.
Cameron,
Yes.
yes,
What means the world to you?
yes. And we recently talked about that
SDE.
album, Sports,
Yeah.
Drugs, and Entertainment and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, CC. The first album I like. I like the first album. I like
Right.
that shit. You know. All right. And so it did cause some controversy because the Roxanne song was banned in the BBC because I think the song was talking about like a prostitute and
Right.
shit like that too. So BBC they're always stricter with their censorship. You know what I'm saying? I know that they banned the Beatles' "Lucy in the Sky of Diamonds" because they thought they were talking about LSD, which they really were. But that's not that's no story for a different. We did a whole Sergeant Pepper review.
Right.
I think that was like last year, which that might be my favorite rock review we've ever done. Keep it a buck with
Oh
y'all.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Your
yeah.
favorite rock review. Wow.
What? Yeah, that might be. But I had a lot of fun doing that one, and I finally had to get that shit out of my chest about that
Right.
album. And shit. So then, 1979, they came out with the Regatta de Blanc album, which that album was known for another one of the signature songs, "Message in a Bottle." You know what I'm saying? Which I fucking hate that song. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I mean, this album was okay. You said what?
No, no, I hear you. I hear
I mean,
you.
this album was okay and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty cool, but you can see them slowly kind of getting away from that reggae esque sound and shit like that. It's everywhere, So even the Clash kind of got away from that reggae sound, which again, that's another story for a different day.
Right.
Then fast forward to 1980, they came out with the Zenyatta Mandata album. What is up with these fucking titles and shit? Okay.
Oh shit.
Good shit. It's like they don't even know if they want to be English or Mexican or African. They just every album they just borrowing something for different cultures and shit. let me let me let me stop. So it's kind of crazy too because that's the album. That album was popular as hell, but that was the album that they regretted because they felt like they rushed it, which I can kind of see that shit too. You know what I'm saying? So then the fourth album, they actually have an English title called Ghost in the Machine. You know what I'm saying? Which again, I didn't really care for this one. Some song like Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. I didn't care for that one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, this was like the early MTV crowd. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, man. They were being played more than the Gap Band and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
And
that's
rightfully so, because Gap Band was dropping
chill
trash
out, chill out, chill
after
out.
83. Gap Band was dropping crap.
I say after 85, 86 for me.
They fuck no. Before then.
Hey.
Before then.
I admit, Gap Band 4, that's the best album. I'm not denying that. But I like Gap Band 6. I like Gap Band 7.
I did not like
Call,
that shit.
call me crazy. Call me
Uh-huh.
crazy this shit.
Yeah,
So
you crazy, definitely.
okay, all right. But I'm over here being Rosetta Stone, like trying to read these fucking album titles and shit like that.
Yo,
All right, let me stop. So with the popularity of Sting and the constant touring, the group members was beginning to like have a lot of conflicting egos. You know what I'm saying? Sting and Andy's marriages was also going down the drain at this time and shit too. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and you can kind of feel the anger when it came to this fucking album. You know what I'm saying? So that's what 1983 they came out with the last album, the fifth and the last album, Synchronicity and shit too. So the title of this album came from Arthur Koestler's The Roots of Coincidence. You know what I'm saying? And also it also came from they also was taking influence from also their last album as well too. You know what I'm saying? And shit. So
Right.
they actually recorded this in about 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Interesting. You know what I'm saying? Most hip hop albums like Detox, they recorded shit for like weeks and months on end, years on end and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So excuse me. Yeah. So the album cover. Now I actually do like the album
But
cover. Album cover is pretty
now there's like 36 different variations of this album cover. Like
really.
they took photos. There's like supposed to be like 36 different variations. See, like the front cover is different from the back cover. And it's almost like it doubles as a front cover too. But there's 36 different variations of these pictures on different, album editions of the album. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? And supposedly the OG copy, the the vinyl, if you put it to light, it turns purple.
Oh wow.
So it looks black on the outside, but when you put it to light, it turns purple.
Mm. Um, Vimana, yeah, I never vibe with the message in the bottle. I hate that fucking beat. I hate the riff to it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, that's
This,
pretty much.
when you on here long enough, you will know that this guy will do reviews about artists he don't like, which I don't get. But this is what Reg does.
Well, I don't always do review artists. There's certain artists I would never talk about on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see me talk about
You
like
said that
Lil
about
Baby.
Justin Timberlake, and you end up doing a Justin review.
Well, I never actually said I did not want to review a Justin Timberlake album. I just said you're gonna get my honest opinion about it. You know what I'm saying?
Which means you
Because
don't like the artist. So why even do a
I,
review on them?
I do like the Future Sex Sounds album.
Oh, but you don't
For,
like the first one. You still decided to do a review on that. I don't understand that.
because I don't like it. That's why.
What? Why do a review on it if you don't like it? Because
Because
it's already gonna be trash to you, right?
no, because sometimes let me tell you something. There's 3 songs I like from the album. If I can find at least something I like from it, or if it's worth talking about, I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of hip hop albums I don't fucking like. Like, did we just talk about LL Cool J's post 2000 discography?
Oh God, but that was your idea. Because if that was
Yeah,
me, I was not talking about it. I don't like nothing past Goat. I just think he
yeah,
went trash after that.
that was my idea and shit like that because again, I just want to do something different. You know, I'm an honest motherfucker. You know, so I'm an honest motherfucker.
Thank God I don't tag none of these people because they all would be pissed off with you. I made a mistake. PM Dawn, they were like, yeah, I'm not fucking with him. But
you know,
I
you
can't
know,
tag nobody else because they're like, yo, if you're talking about the police, imagine me if I tag the Sting in this shit and you're like, oh, he's watching this like, oh, Reg don't like my album. I ain't fucking with him.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what Sting says and shit, nigga.
Man.
Like, I've had many people who even said, "Oh, they respect the fact that I give my honest opinion," because you have a lot of motherfucker reviewers. They would say, "Oh, I know Jack Diddley about this fucking artist and shit like
Right.
that," but if you see them, they only talk about the singles and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's
See,
that's
look,
that,
look,
they're
look.
not good for bro.
See, look. You said I respect your opinion. I'm not the biggest fan of the Police, but I really like some of their songs. You see, I'm inspiring a whole generation right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm inspiring a whole fucking generation.
Hey, they might be one or two Future songs that sound good to me, but I'm not reviewing Future if I don't fuck with them. That's just me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to talk about Future on this channel because I don't do mumble rap. I don't review mumble rap. I can't
You know what I'm
decipher
saying? I
that.
only want to discuss like for me when I put out shit, it's to discuss shit that I like that I grew up on, not shit that I don't like. Oh, I could never see myself doing a trash review because then I'll be pissed off. Like I can't do it because if I don't like the album, like there's not a lot for me to say about it other than it was trash and I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? So you are inspiring people to just do trashy reviews on artists that they probably don't care for.
Damn right. And I want to give a shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers, Todd in the Shadows, because he inspired me to do more trash reviews. Because
Also,
he'll have certain artists that he likes. Like he recently did a review on Run DMC's Crown Royal and shit like that.
right.
I think I was the only one that did a review on the album before him. To be keep it a buck, like
Yeah, the album ain't good.
it's not.
It's not good.
I like Run
I don't
DMC.
could will myself the energy to do a. I can't will the energy enough to do a trash review on anything. So is that all that goes to you? You know
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
saying? I love LL, but that yeah, LL even knows that his shit after GOAT wasn't good. So
And if the album with Q-Tip is just as bad, God forbid,
it's
we're
just gonna
gonna
be another
fucking
shitty album from LL.
we gonna be honest. You're gonna be
That's
fucking
all.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be it's gonna be we might have to rank his shitty discography too. Like which
Ooh.
album was the worst than the last one? Like is it Authentic? Is it Definition? Is it Todd Smith? Like which one is the worst?
Now Todd Smith had some bangers though. I ain't gonna hold you. Some keywords, some.
Right. But
But
he fell off like 25 years ago. So
hell, I'm gonna say one more artist. I love and respect Big Daddy Kane, one of my favorite rappers of all time. But I'm never gonna defend Taste of Chocolate. Never gonna defend that album.
Kane ain't got it. Kane discography is better than LL though. To me, I think he still had solid. Daddy One was fire, but just wasn't promoted. He was coming out with the wrong singles, but even on with the albums with those wrong singles, he still had fire. Very Special was trash. That came from a solid album. I'm saying that came from Looks Like a Job For was solid. Again, minus the singles. Groove With Me, trash. Loving You should have been on that album, but solid album. Prince of Darkness, solid album. He came out with the wrong singles again. You know what I'm saying? So to me, Kane discography is a lot better than LL after GOAT. What did he come out with that was great?
I mean,
he had big hits off of shitty albums. Hey, Paradise and Love You Better. That was from a shitty album.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Headsprung, shitty album, but it was a big hit. You know what I'm saying? So if we review the new album and it's not good, it's just gonna be another trashy album from LL with the rest of his trashy albums after 2000. But again, for me, I don't have the desire to do trashy reviews because it's just not for me. But you have opened the door for other people coming in to do trashy albums on, and it might be some of their best, artists ever. But everybody got a bad album, just about.
Yeah.
That they got lucky, but the majority of them do have bad albums in their discography.
Yes, I definitely agree with you about that. Yeah. So this album has 10 tracks on the vinyl. Your review is only 10 songs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just stick with that shit.
What's the extra song? Was it that remix for
Murder by Numbers?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's on the CD.
Yeah, which I did listen to that one because I was listening to it on Spotify and shit too. So
right.
Whoa, that's why I hate. See, this is why I don't like you.
That must be BJ saying some shit.
Nah, it's not BJ.
No?
Nah.
Okay.
See, this is why I hate doing reviews like before 11 p.m. because everybody and my mama want to hit me up and shit. All right. Love you, mama. Track number 1, Synchronicity 1. So when it comes to this version of the title track, you know what I'm saying, you can already tell it had a very different kind of sound compared to some of the other songs, you know what I'm saying? Like you had like a lot more synth heavy, that dreamy kind of new wave synth heavy that they were doing with this one and shit too. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, I actually like this one. They picked the right song to start it off with. I actually like this one. So
okay.
You said what?
I'm shocked by it that you like it.
Because unlike you, when we talk about Shalimar Go For It, you know what I'm saying?
That just was bad.
But I still don't understand how you diss that fucking album. I still don't understand that shit.
The album cover made it easy for me to diss it.
Oh my god.
The sound of it was shit. You know,
man, if Jody Wiley ever watched them Shalimar reviews, I'm like, hey, that's on him. That's on him right now.
I was telling myself, like, Jody, your classics are Friends and 3 for Love. That's it. Other Shalimar albums were garbage.
I disagree. Big Fun and Go For It was just as good.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
What's the name of it? What's the name?
You said what? Big Fun.
What's the other one?
Big Fun and Go For It. Go For It.
No, that don't even sound right. No,
like go for it. Shout out to Lashea, by the way, she hit me up. But yeah, this was actually a cool song. Keyword, a cool song. I like this.
Yeah, it was chaotic. You know, the drums were nice, the keys on it. Good way to start the album off.
Definitely. All right, so let's see if they can continue on this streak right now. Track number 2. Track number 2. Walking in Your Footsteps. So this is actually another good song, believe it or not.
Right.
It definitely had a very distinctive African rhythm to it. You know what I'm saying? Because this was around the time when everybody wanted to walk like an Egyptian. This fucking song I hate. You know what I'm saying?
You hate that song?
I love the hard. Yeah, I hate that fucking song. White people are trying to walk like an Egyptian. Fuck out of here.
That's a big hit, Bengals.
I mean, I like the Bengals. Manic Monday. I like them, but get that walking like an Egyptian. Y'all not black. Y'all not African. Nah, nigga. Chill out with that shit.
Hazy State of Winter was a big hit from them. I like some of their records. I didn't hear all the albums though. They
needed to have Prince write more of this song. That's all I gotta say. But that's another story for a different day. Definitely dope percussion work from Stuart Copeland and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The thing about this record too, is shit. Like it's like it definitely had like a nice sound to it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely like the sound to this record and shit too. So this one, pretty good song. I like it.
Had like an island sound to it, real exotic. Real melodic instrumentation. Definitely enjoyed it. This is like a signature track to me. Was this, and definitely a classic Police record.
I definitely hear you about that. You know what? Definitely shit like that. All right. Track number 3. Oh my God. Oh my God. I actually like this song too. See, I'm giving it a chance and shit. With this song, it definitely had that vintage Police sound. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of crazy because Sting, he didn't really care too much for religion. And it's just with this song, it's mostly written by Sting himself. It was just talking about how his discontent with religion and whatnot too. It definitely had a slow and jazzy kind of feel to it, which I love me some jazz. So yeah, I like this record.
Yeah, it was really jazzy. It was a jazzy track. You had like some saxophones being played on there. The bass line, the drums, the keys, everything came together on that song. This was dope. It's a dope album cut.
Yeah. And the streak ends with the next song, Mother. Now, I try to be fair with Mother. I love the beat. I love the nice lead up from Oh My God.
Right.
But the singing from Sting, I just did not like the singing, bro. Like, well, the telephone is ringing. Is that my mother on the phone? Is that my mother on the phone? Well, why don't you pick up the fucking phone and answer the goddamn shit? Like, yeah, man. I get it. This might be one of the few songs I'm tolerant of. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And It's just pretty much about how this man is attached to his mama. It's not like John Lennon's Mother, which that was a masterpiece of a song right there.
Right, right.
We might have to talk about some John Lennon in the future, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. But the beat, I love the beat to that. That beat definitely was a darker beat to it and shit too. So yeah. But things, it should have been an instrumental. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
It definitely sounded different for Sting, and the 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 whole instrumentation on it, it sounded like it's like a circus theme almost.
It
You know
sounded
what I
like what?
mean? Like circus, like a circus music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was really different for them. I didn't. It's not one of my favorite songs.
It was a poor man David Bowie song from the Berlin era. It was a poor man's version of that
Right.
and shit. You know what I'm saying? Track number four, excuse me, track number 5, Miss Grandinko. Um, so this is actually the last song Stuart Copeland wrote for this song, according to the sequencing. See, I wish this song was fucking longer, honestly.
Yeah, it was
How
short.
the how the fuck we have almost 4 minutes of Sting just goggling on a fucking song, but we only have fucking 2 minutes of this shit. This song is a fucking banger, in my opinion. This might be my second favorite song on this album. But I can see why the group broke up and shit. I don't give a fuck. I can see why the group broke up. Yeah, man. So this one was about forbidden love and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I like this record. Like,
This was
damn,
good.
we had
Yeah, it was too short, only 2 minutes long. I like the beat. I just think it should have been a longer track for whatever reason. They felt like it should have been 2 minutes, but I still think it was a strong album cut.
definitely. I mean, definitely because I wish it was fucking longer and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, definitely. Like I said, maybe Sting was an ego trip, motherfucker. I don't know. I don't know too much. I'm not the biggest police expert though, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of he said, she said about why the group really broke up, but maybe I'm just talking shit. I don't know. Next song is Synchronicity, title track two. Title track
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
I like this version
I
compared to the
actually
first.
like this one more than the original.
Of course, man.
I like the sequel more, like the drums on it and the guitars. I definitely it had like a futuristic sound to it for this one, and yeah, this was dope.
I don't know if I would say futuristic. I mean, it probably foresaw all the bad alternative rock that was coming out in the late '90s and shit too. If you mean that as futuristic,
There you
the
go.
Vimana said, I remember hearing this song on the radio back in '83. I liked it. I've grown to like it even more. I don't know what y'all be hearing this shit, but okay, I respect y'all opinion.
You got to excuse Reg. Sometimes you don't have taste for good music like this.
Hey. I've been doing this shit for 10 years. I've listened to them
Yeah,
all. Shit, you know?
I see that.
Mm. I'm gonna piss off a lot of people right now with this next song.
Oh man.
I just want to get it out there. Just want to get it out. Everybody breathe in, breathe out, breathe in one more time because what I'm about to say, I might lose some off this one. Every Breath You Take is one of the most overrated rock songs ever. Yeah, I said
No,
it. I fucking said
no,
it. I fucking said it.
no.
I never liked this song. I never liked the video. I don't understand how people are touched by this fucking record and shit like that. I don't give a damn if Puffy sampled this for I'll Be Missing You. He stole that shit from Sauce Money. Look that motherfucking shit up. But yeah, I never liked Every Breath You Take.
It
I'm
was it
sorry.
was already a classic without Puffy sampling it though. It didn't he didn't make it a classic. You know what I'm saying?
Classic.
It was already a classic record before Puff got his grimy hands on it and shit. And like you mentioned
That's
like you mentioned a couple months ago, it do have a stalker vibe to it. You know, because it's like when you listen to the lyrics every single day, every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you. Like that, it has like a stalker vibe to it, like he was scoping out his ex or something. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like a stalker anthem. You
Right,
know,
I agree.
I love the haunting guitar chords on it and the drums, the pianos, the background vocals by Sting. Um, it's just a great record. This is like my introduction to them. So um, it was it. I do feel like when it was sampled though, that it gave the song a longer life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that was a big hit on No Way Out. You know that Biggie tribute record. And I mean, I'm sure there's many other songs he could have sampled, but I think the melodic of the song it just fit the somber tone of what happened to Big in '97. So that just Puff sampling that record, it made people aware of who the police was if they didn't know who they was before. That it made them aware with that song with that sample. So
So we have to thank Puff for that shit.
well, he sampled a lot of big hits that people forgot about, and it gave them a longer shelf life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like if you like '97, if you had like a young kid growing up and they never heard the police, and then they heard "I'll Be Missing You" and find out that it was a sample, that might have made them want to go back and check out this album. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We've heard that a lot in any era with a sample. Will Smith when he did Getting Jiggy with it, and he sampled Trackmaster sampled the Sister Sledge joint. He's the greatest dancer. That might have made somebody back then want to go out and check out who Sister Sledge was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those samples growing up, and I liked it. I'm like, oh, I got that record on vinyl. Let me go back and listen to this. You know what I'm saying? So I think in that part, he did that. But it was already a classic record before he even sampled it. So
You know what boggles my mind?
yeah,
This was actually the biggest hit of 1983. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this? But it was nominated for 3 Grammy Awards.
what did it
Um,
lose to, Michael?
well, actually, it won in Song of the Year and Best Pop Performance. Let me see the other nominees because I gotta see this shit because
'83 was a good year.
it was. But the other nominees, Lionel Richie, All Night Long.
That was good. Overplayed, but it was good.
So that was overplayed, but this is not
But
overplayed.
I said that when we talked about that album, it was overplayed.
Oh man,
It was overplayed. That's like probably still his signature record right now as a solo artist.
man,
They used that in commercials and movies. It was overplayed.
Hello was more overplayed than that. I'm sorry.
No, no.
What you
That was
mean?
it was a hit, but it wasn't his signature hit is All Night Long as a solo artist.
Because it's a great song.
That's
I'll
what
bump
people
All Night
know
Long
from.
over Every Breath You
It
Take.
has a Caribbean sound to it. A lot of Caribbean people love that song, but it's a mainstream hit. Everybody knows that song from Lionel Richie. That's why it was
Because it's
overplayed. Once it becomes a mainstream hit, it's gonna be overplayed. Hard Knock Life Anthem was overplayed because it's a mainstream hit. That's what really made Jay-Z a household name.
right,
If for the casual rap fan, if your parents didn't know who Sean Carter was before then, if they didn't listen to Reasonable Doubt or Volume One, they knew Hard Knock Life Anthem because he sampled the Annie joint. A lot of people remember that Broadway show. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So that once it go mainstream, it becomes a major hit. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And with I'll Be Missing You, that became a major hit for Puff. That people went back and listened to this thing joint. I mean the police joint.
right. And I'm gonna get into Puff in a second after we go through these Grammy nominations. Both Michael Jackson songs, "Beat It" and "Billie Jean." Wow. Okay.
Wow.
And Michael Sembello and Dennis Matoski, Maniac, which a way better song, but yeah,
Michael
okay,
actually won that shit.
shit. So yes,
Michael, nobody was beating Michael, yo. So
well, they won Song of the Year,
that's
beat by
crazy.
that's
That
crazy, but
that's that was like what? That was the year that he got like eight or nine awards or some shit.
yes, yes,
Yeah, he could have walked away with 10 if it wasn't for the police, but they got tired of seeing Michael go up on that stage with the glitter glove. So they're like, let's do it to the police. That's what it was. Like
all right,
you again. It's Michael's night, so they got tired of him. They gave it to somebody else.
shit. For best pop performance by a duo or group, the other it won in that category. All better songs and nominations. Culture Club, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?
That was great.
James Ingram
That's
and Patty Austin. How do you keep
that's their signature hit too. Do
that
you really
is
want?
James and Patty? How do you keep the music playing?
That was a great song.
Michael and Paul, The Girl Is Mine,
Great song.
and Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton, Islands in the Stream. Wow.
Yeah.
But then it lost to Record of the Year. They actually got it right with Michael Jackson beat it. They finally got it right. Okay.
Yeah.
And all Night Long was nominated. Irene Cara, rest in peace. Flashdance with a Feeling.
Yeah.
Which no lie, I'm tired of hearing that song too, but hey. And Michael Sembello, Maniac.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
She's a maniac. That was from
Maybe.
Flashdance too. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of Puff, this nigga has to pay Sting like every day from his publishing and shit like that too. So
Who's
if it
that?
was Puff for
Oh, you
sampling
got
that
to
song,
pay. Yeah, he have to pay. Yeah, you have to pay the artist you sample because Ohio players wasn't playing when they took him to court.
no pun
He learned
intended.
that the hard way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can't rape those artists like you raped fucking Faith Evans and Craig Mack and the rest of them.
definitely.
And I don't mean rape literally. I mean rape as in money.
Definitely. All right. I'm actually having fun with this review, even though
Of course you
I'm
will,
not.
because you got no ties to the album like I do. That's why you having fun with it.
No. I'm just having fun because I've been looking for. See, whenever I do albums that I
Uh,
rarely heard of shit like that. It broadens my expansion. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So, mind you, the review is not over yet. The review is not
Right.
over yet.
Oh, so
So,
there's a chance you still might like this album then.
well. I'm not raving back, so I can't see in the future, but
Wow.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. All right. So that's my rant on Every Breath You Take. Oh, next song is King of Pain. Listen to Sting's voice. No wonder why they called him the King of Pain. Yeah, I didn't care for this song either. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be keep it a buck. I mean,
I like this record.
I know he was. I respect it. He was separated from his wife. This
Right.
you can feel his anger in his voice. Don't get me wrong. You know, you can feel the anger and shit like that. But again, I didn't care for the beat. Really, I didn't really care for the beat. To be real with you.
I like it. Definitely a album, strong album cut. Really nice piano arrangements and guitars, and the beat was fire. Definitely.
Definitely. Alrighty. Next song, "Wraps Around Your Finger." Now we get into some of the good shit.
Oh, now you like this? Okay.
Yeah, this is what I like. You know why I like this? You
No.
know why I like this song? And I have a personal. It reminds me of the old Nintendo, Atari video games. The beat, you know what I'm saying? I like the beat to this shit. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. See, you
I never
guys.
thought I would hear it would remind you of a Nintendo theme song. So.
Like legend, it's like some Legend of Zelda kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like hell, I don't mind sampling this myself, but I'm not gonna release it because I don't want to pay Sting's publishing this shit.
Right. Wow.
Like if there was one song that should have been their signature song, it should be this one. Not no bitch ass Every Breath You Fucking Take and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's what I like, and what I like about the song, like as Sting described it, quote unquote, a spiteful song about turning the tables on someone who had been in charge. You know what I'm saying? and it has like an anarchy kind of feel to it. So this is a song that's my second favorite song off this album. So yeah,
I
I
love it.
like
It's real melodic. The bass line had like a reggae influence. The strings, the guitars, really had like a late night type of vibe to that song, and it was just again, it was just like I feel like they had like a certain sound when it came to certain songs have like an island sound to them. But this was great. This is definitely a classic. It's on their greatest hits album as well. Definitely a classic record.
definitely. Yeah. Now, my other favorite song on this album, and again, I don't understand why certain songs get more love, but it's Tea in the Sahara. Again,
Yes.
they want to be African with this song right here and shit, but hey,
Uh,
let me
yeah,
let me stop.
he had a world sound to his music.
I can tell. I can
You
tell.
know what I'm saying?
I'm like,
He had
where's
a
the
global sound to
Australian
his music. Yeah, well, I
shit?
mean, this man traveled all over. I think traveling all over would have an effect on his music as well. So
Definitely. All right, so this is actually my favorite song off this album, and he named this song after the book, a chapter in Paul Bowles' novel, The Sheltering Sky. And the thing about this record and shit too is the fact that the chapter is pretty much again about the main character going into a late night prostitution and shit too. And it's the song meaning. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of tripped out by the song meaning and shit like that. So I'm just doing my fucking best. But I think
right,
Sting is telling the story about how three sisters wants to like convince this Arabian prince to join them for tea and some other pleasures. But at the same
right,
time, he left them stranded and shit too. You know what I'm saying? And I love this record too because it went back to like their reggae esque roots, especially with that fucking bass line
right.
from Sting and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Um, again, I don't understand why certain songs are bigger than other ones on this album. Because if you would have told me years ago that this song was on this album, we could have reviewed this album years ago and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Well, I would
I
have
like
mentioned the
this.
whole album. You know,
I like this one. Yeah,
yeah, this was a great way to end the album off, and definitely has always been one of my favorite records. And again, it's like real melodic. We had a real island sound to this record, the bass line, and the soft drums, the keys that come in. You know, I definitely and then like the backstory you just told about it. It goes deeper than just a song, and I like the fact that for like a lot of these records that we listen to, that there's always like a dope backstory with it. So I think it's a classic record.
yeah. You know what Loki this album reminds me of?
Uh,
Metallica's "Ride the Lightning." Hear me out.
okay.
Hear me out. Because I know you're very critical about my group right there and shit.
No, I'm not. When it comes to rock, we just have different tastes with
Yeah.
some groups. But I want to see how you feel like it's you're comparing it to Metallica.
Okay. Well, with that album, James Hetfield was reading a lot, and they took a lot of inspiration from like novels and books, like based on like philosophy. And I felt like
Right.
with this album, I think they were influenced by synchronicity when it came to this album and shit like that too, because a lot of these songs were based on
Okay.
like books that Sting used to read and shit too. So that's one
Right.
thing people need to.
Yeah,
That's one thing I miss.
he's reading the book on he's reading the book on the album cover actually.
Exactly. See, that's one
You
thing
know what
I
I'm saying?
miss about certain songs. When niggas used to
Right.
read and apply that shit to their music and shit, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing I fucking miss
Mhm.
because I haven't read half these books I talk about on this channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm an avid reader myself and
Right.
shit too, but sometimes, like I said, that's
Yeah.
why one of the main reasons I like to just go out the box with some of these albums reviews and shit too. So
Right.
like
Oh
you
yeah,
might hear me,
it's
you might hear me
significant.
talk. Yeah, you might hear me talking like a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I like to see the backstory. Sometimes it might
Right.
change up my decision on it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
like see,
the
like
last
Nas, like I was gonna say, like when Nas was doing Illmatic, you know why his wordplay is so dope? Because he read a lot of books. Like he was reading the Bible, the Quran, all the war, every anything he could get his hands on, he was reading. So it expanded his vocabulary.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's like one of the illest MCs ever because he was reading books and shit. It wasn't just like he read one novel and then he put it down and that was it. Like he was reading all kind of shit.
Definitely. All right, and the last song on the bonus track is Murder by Numbers. Now, this is another song I actually like. I actually like this record and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
If I was God, I would replace this one with Every Breath You Take. You know what I'm saying? I would have touched seal of like take this song out, and shit. You know what I'm saying?
wow.
If only I was God and shit.
Thank God
and
you're not.
and I know LL Cool J played God in Too Deep. God will provide a way. God will do this and shit that. Oh, Vermano, we talked about Metallica from 83 to 91. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
new to the channel. We did a lot of different shit on here.
we ain't no one trick ponies up this bitch. So we might do some classical music coming soon and shit. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if I want to
Some
talk about
Beethoven
Beethoven,
and shit. Right.
Mozart, shit.
Oh
But some
man.
black composers too. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
because let's be real, Beethoven was actually black, but niggas don't want to talk about that shit. Um, yeah, look it up and shit. But that's another story for a different day. All right, so I like Murder by Numbers because this might be the darkest song on the album, and I can see why it was a bonus track because Sting was just talking about killing motherfuckers, talking
Right.
about politicians and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like I like when they go this dark and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he had this one line. I was looking at myself like, now if you have a taste for this experience and you flush with your very first success, then you must try a twosome or a threesome, and you'll find the contest bothers you much less. I'm like, what the fuck? What the what kind of shit were y'all on when y'all wrote this motherfucker and shit like that? Oh God. Like this, I like this song. I like this fucking song, yo. This song hot though. I like this.
It was good. Had a nice beat to it, and
It was
I think
great.
it should have been, huh?
It was great.
Yeah, it was. I think it should have been part of the track listing.
I agree. Like this is the police I can fuck with. Now this is the police I can fuck with. Like like not that message in the bottle bullshit. You know.
That's a great record too.
All right. So was Sweet As the Days Go By Shalimar, but you shit on that one and shit.
Wow.
All right. Let me be serious. So I feel like this album it has equally good songs to me and equally bad songs.
Right.
I do find it to be slightly overrated and shit too. But hey, I mean, that was like the '80s and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you were on MTV, you were bound to be fucking you were bound to be fucking everywhere and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like I said, this album was nominated for Album of the Year, but I don't have to tell y'all who it lost to. I don't really have to tell y'all that. So I don't have to say the man's name, Michael Jackson, but y'all already know.
Yo, crazy.
So I do feel like the production range from them going back to their roots and them trying out like the new wave kind of sound and shit like that too. We've been talking about a lot of new wave lately. We talked about
Yeah.
Shalimar's The Book too, so
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, sneaking in some new wave up in this bitch. Okay, yeah. Um, I'm gonna give this a 3.3 out of 5.
I love it. Just the production, the many mixtures of different sounds on this album, the songs, Sting's vocals. I think it was a great album. You know, every breath you take and Tea in the Sahara, wrapped around your finger, walking in your footsteps. 5 mics for me. They
Okay.
left on a great note. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you don't see too many groups leave on a high note like that. When I think like Outkast, their last album was Idlewild. That wasn't good. If they had left on a high note with Stankonia, that would have been perfect. But you
You
know,
know what's crazy?
uh,
I consider Stankonia to be their official last album. To be the buck with you,
right.
but we it's another stuff. We talked about that
Well,
shit.
yeah,
But
like if they
I
had
give it.
left like that, if they were saying like if Andre had left like, I'm going to Hollywood, I'm going on solo, that would have been a perfect album bottle. They gave us the double album, which I like.
Yeah,
But Idlewild wasn't good, so that's their last
it
effort.
wasn't. Yeah, shout out to Ashley
But
because she loves that record.
she loves Idlewild.
Yeah, she loves it.
Wow,
She
the
loves
movie or the soundtrack?
both.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I
Shout out to
respect her opinion.
yeah, shout out to her because I don't care for the movie or the soundtrack. So you know,
Yeah, the movie.
um,
I tried to give the movie a chance. I didn't know what the fuck I was watching, honestly.
I don't know what it was that they were trying to do with it. You know what I'm
Shit.
saying? The soundtrack didn't help.
Right,
But I think for the police, like to go out on this note, it was great. You know,
definitely. All right. So it's about to be 8:55. How you are you feeling a little drowsy right now? 'Cause I don't mind it.
not yet.
Not yet.
No.
All right. Well, I'm
But
gonna stay.
I probably would have been like if it was 9 o'clock, I probably would have been passed out by now. Like if it wasn't for us being on live stream.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna
Yeah,
stay on for another 10 minutes. 'Cause I gotta go to Walmart anyway, so
yeah.
I gotta get me some Oreos and some Doritos and shit and some jerk sauce. So
I
yeah.
got I got to show you a video too. Speaking of Walmart, it was some dude on YouTube that was like going around and hitting on milfs in Walmart and bagging their number up. I was like, yo, this shit is either staged or there's a lot of loose milfs in a Walmart.
Hey,
You know,
sometimes Walmart, man, they be having some meals and shit. I can speak from experience and shit.
right?
Whew. All right. I gotta make an announcement quick too because my homeboy Cavase thought that the video was today, but I had to clarify it to him. But if my boy Cavase, tomorrow at 8 o'clock, we're gonna do who has the worst albums, Madonna or Janet Jackson and shit too. So that's tomorrow at 8 o'clock. That
Man,
means I gotta listen to some bad Madonna albums tomorrow. Shit.
I ain't listening to shit because I already know them. And if I know Cavace come on here, he gonna say this shit is not a classic. This shit was better. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. Cause Janet Jackson, I know that shit down pat, because that's my girl right there.
Right,
Madonna, I gotta re-listen, I gotta refresh my memory on some the post Ray of Light albums and shit. You know what I'm saying?
man.
You know, because Janet's my girl. I know her career from back and forth and shit. So all right. Also this week we got a very interesting week coming up and shit too. So um, Wednesday, what we got for Wednesday? Oh, we off Wednesday. Okay. Thursday is gonna be the Woo reviews, Ghostface Killer, Fish Scale, and shit.
Uh,
I'm gonna try to do some more. I'm gonna try to do some more Wu reviews, Wu Tang reviews. Excuse me.
okay,
Post Iron Flag.
right.
And that too. So we might have Capadonna's The Yin and the Yang the week after next, possibly. But yeah, certain ones it's gonna be a struggle. That's all I'm gonna say.
You think?
Yeah. Friday at 6, we're gonna talk about Lead A, an R&B group I just got into not too long ago. Shout out to Ashley again with The Moment and Self-Titled. I didn't forget, I'm still going to send those albums to you on social media. Saturday at 7, Kali Uchis, Red Moon and Venus, her recent album.
All right.
And next Sunday is the biggie. I can't wait for this one.
Oh
Mariah
boy.
Carey, titled. Now that's an R&B album that's underrated as fuck. I don't give a fuck what no one says.
You know,
Underrated R&B. We'll talk about it. We'll talk. But yeah,
how do you feel about? Did you see the video I sent you about the verses and if Puffy's playlist started out one way?
yeah, I saw that shit. But at the
Right.
same
If
time,
I do agree with dude. Like if it start out that way, Puffy's gonna win.
I
Jermaine.
mean,
The thing about Jermaine, Jermaine is a Hall of Famer, but the hip hop he did, a lot of the shit went under the radar. Like he did shit for like UGK and Lord Tariq. I didn't even know he did shit with Lord Tariq and Peter Guns, and I got the album, and it was a
yeah,
hidden bonus track on there. So it's like again, like we didn't have the internet back in '98, so I probably turned off that album so many times, not knowing there was a hidden bonus track. You know what I'm saying? And Puffy he had the street artists. He had Biggie and the Locks and Black Rob and G Dep, Craig Mack. Jermaine didn't have that. You
he
know what I'm
did
saying?
it.
So to me, I feel like the verse is gonna go two. It's gonna either be two ways. Either Puffy's gonna win, or it's gonna be a tie. Because I do feel like when it comes to R&B, Jermaine got him beat.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like once he played those big Usher records and Mariah, Puffy ain't got no answer for them. You know what I'm
Escape.
saying? But when it comes to the hip hop joints, that's when Jermaine he's gonna lose those rounds. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? Like the Biggie shit, you know, the shit he did for Black Rob and Craig Mack and the Mary joints, the Jody C joints. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Jermaine. Jermaine did and I saw a recent podcast that they were talking about like top 15 producers, and they talked about why they didn't put Jermaine because, like, looking at his discography, he didn't do a lot of rap shit. He did a lot of R&B shit for people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, when you talking about hip hop producers like Pete Rock and Primo, they're gonna always be over Jermaine Dupri. You know, even Timberland.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it's starting to look like Puffy might take this one if he come out with the right set list too. Like dude was saying in the video, if Puffy start out with victory, what Jermaine got for that? That's our automatic loss to Jermaine right there. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
not gonna match up where the party at remix with victory. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He already lost that round. If you know what does Jermaine got for Juicy? What you're gonna match that up? You're gonna match what a crisscross jump? Which one was the bigger record?
I'm not mistaken. I thought Jump was probably the bigger record.
If let's say the verse is like we at round 18, right?
Right.
If Puffy drops Juicy, Jermaine drops Jump. Which song is winning that round? Like Jump had his moment. I don't think Jump is still as big as Juicy now in this era.
No, not in this era. No.
It used to be big, but I don't think a lot of these kids don't know who the fuck Chris Cross was. You know what I'm saying? Juicy is still relevant. They still play Juicy. That Jump, they only play Jump at like basketball games.
No,
NBA is not a 24. It's not a 24/7 sport.
they play it at some parties and shit. You know,
At
some
some
club.
parties,
Yeah.
I think Juicy is a bigger record though. At this point, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of the hip hop shit. The man is gonna lose those rounds, but I think he'll make up for it with the R&B joints.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that like it might be a tie, but I don't think Jermaine is gonna beat him. I think it's gonna be a tie, or I think Puffy wins it. Just based off he has the big hip hop street anthems that Jermaine don't got.
If he plays like a lot of shit from Life in 1472, because he has some low key banging hip hop tracks on that one and shit too.
Yes,
So
that was a banging album, but does he other than what was the big enough for that album? See, his second album had Welcome to Atlanta, but
Ooh, no, he should start off with that song. Fuck that. Nah, fuck that.
all right. So
If he
let's say okay. So if Jermaine plays Welcome to Atlanta and you got Victory, to me Victory's still winning that.
Victory, yes, but Welcome to Atlanta's a strong contender.
And the thing is, the remix got Puffy on it.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? So all he got to do is play his verse on Welcome to Atlanta. He's on the remix. Because remember, they had like different remixes. They had one for the West Coast, one for the I think there was one for the South, one for the East. Jermaine don't got the big hip hop anthems. He got the big R&B anthems. That's where
Right.
he can be Puffy at. But when it comes to the hip hop anthems, Puffy got that. You know, when he dropped Flavor in Your Ear, what is Jermaine dropping for that? Or Whoa, what is he dropping for that? You're not going to play the Brat. That's already a loss. You're not going to play Bow Wow. That's already a loss. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, it's going to either go two ways. Either Puffy's going to win or it's going to be a tie. But I don't think he's going to. I don't think I did say he was going to beat Puffy before, but looking back at his discography, I'm like, this nigga did a lot of R&B shit, and the hip hop shit that he did went under the radar. None of those joints were big. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit he did for like Fabulous and Lord Tweaking Pretty Good, those wasn't no hits. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. I'm like, yeah, like dude was right. I'm like if his set list is crazy like that and he start off with Victory, it's a wrap. And Puffy might win early.
Right.
It won't even he won't even have time to catch up.
We'll have to see. All right, I'm gonna answer a few more people and shit. Samson, Count Basie, or Duke Ellington? I gotta go with my man Duke. Duke. Do you think Jimmy Iovine is a culture vulture? That's a good question.
Why would he be?
Because Dwight and he owns the
He's a good businessman. He had Death Row, he had JD Aftermath, Rough Riders. He's a good businessman. I don't know about all that culture vulture shit.
Well, some of our own people are culture vultures. Let's be real.
Right?
All right. But yeah, man. So also too, before we talk about Cheers, I'm gonna keep this under the wraps for right now. We're gonna talk about a famous 1980s cartoon, possibly my favorite of the decade and shit
Really?
too.
That
Yeah,
was that was your favorite of the decade?
yeah.
Wow.
Next to Smurfs.
Oh Lord. Okay.
What you mean, oh Lord?
I had Smurfs over that one, but you know.
Okay. I mean, I just when it comes to like those 80s cartoons and shit like that, that's not trying to market their toy line and shit. I'm good with that shit, you know. But this one, I feel like it's just I had like a lot of nostalgic memories with that one, if that makes sense. But I'm gonna keep this under the wraps until early June. And y'all gonna be loving this one and shit. That's all I gotta say. Cause I need some more time with Cheers and shit. That's why.
Oh boy. I don't need any time with Cheers. I'm good.
This nigga said you're gonna come in drunk and he's not gonna say shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna come in, you not even gonna know I'm there.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, man. This was a fun review. I'm gonna end this off right here because I gotta go to Walmart and shit like that. Because I gotta prep some food up. You know how that shit goes, you know? All right. So thank y'all so much for watching this interesting ass review. You know what I'm saying? Of course, this album's not out of print. It's still getting re-released. It's still getting everything about it. It's everything about it. It's like it's still available. One of the best-selling albums of all time. So yeah, maybe you might see another police review, maybe not, but you never know. Never know with me and shit. So
Probably not.
but yeah, man. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Appreciate
Right.
this usual. And a lot of people showed up for the police review too. That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people showed up. A lot of new people and shit too. So
Right.
shout out to everybody. Hope everyone has a good night. Peace.
Yeah.